Lake Norman Christian. This school has went from a nobody to arguably one of the more known high schools in this up and coming season. And I don't really have to explain why to you guys because we all know it's because of Mr. Mikey himself. They got a lot of other solid players, but Mikey's definitely putting them on the map. With getting all this attention, they also have a major problem, and that is that they also have a lot of expectations. Most people think this season is going to be a cakewalk for them because last year they went 30-2, and now you're adding Mikey, it should be easy, right? That's not going to happen though because they already have 2 losses in just 3 games. Things are not looking good for them, and we're going to talk about the truth behind Lake Norman Christian. It's getting closer, guys. Basketball season is right upon us and I couldn't be any more excited. And if you're excited and love basketball too, what are you doing? Join the family, hit the subscribe button and leave a like for more. And without further ado, let's dive straight into the video. As you guys may or may not know, Mikey Williams and his team played in a tournament previously, and let's just say things didn't go that well. Long story short, and to sum it up, they finished the tournament 1-2, and they didn't look really bad, but they really didn't look good either. This team had so many expectations and pressure on them going into the season, and they still do, and there's no way they can live up to it. Last year, they went 30-2, and that's all people was talking about, how now they're adding a 5-star recruit in Mikey, they might go undefeated. Obviously, that's not gonna happen because they already have 2 losses, but things could get even worse. I know what you're sitting there thinking, yo Matt, it's just a slow start, they gotta build the chemistry. And you're right, I agree 100% with you. There's a problem with that though, and here's the thing. You build chemistry over time, it doesn't happen in 6 to 12 weeks. You can build it in many different ways, whether that's taking the team out to eat, bowling, or hanging out, or practicing throughout the summer and the fall. So I think you know where I'm about to go at this point right here. They didn't do any of that. Due to this whole virus and many reasons, they for sure didn't go out as a team and eat and go bowling and do any activities like that. That's okay though, you're thinking, well, they can build up that chemistry in practice. Well, as we all know, that didn't happen either because Mikey was only there roughly a week or 2 before they even played. Not only was Mikey not there, but a lot of the players they have starting and playing valuable minutes on this team weren't there either, and they're new recruits. So not only does Mikey and his teammates not have that chemistry, the teammates themselves don't have chemistry with anyone else on the team. And I can't stress it enough, chemistry is so important, especially in high school sports. I don't think it's as important in college and the NBA because they're grown men and they know how to play with other people and they're all outstanding. In high school, every player is not outstanding and they don't know how to play with other good players. Okay, no problem, like Matt, that's okay, it's fine, they can build the chemistry over time and throughout the season. And once again, I'd somewhat have to agree with your point, but not to a certain extent. You normally can get comfortable with your team or build that quote-unquote chemistry in the first couple of games against, not so good teams. To put that in perspective, just let me give you this perfect example. Have you guys ever paid attention and noticed all these big-time major Division I programs in college football, college basketball, and college baseball schedule these cupcake teams? By cupcakes, I mean they schedule these weak non-conference teams that they know they're gonna beat. This isn't by a coincidence or the flip of the coin. They do this so they can get comfortable with the offense before they battle against these big-time programs. This is where that comes into play, and it's a huge problem for Lake Norman. Their first few games of the year were up against some of the best teams in the country. They didn't have no warm-ups or anything like that. They straight up went into the fire. For the other teams, it wasn't that big of a deal because they have that chemistry and they've been playing for a long time with each other. Of course, in these games, let's just be honest, Lake Norman, they didn't look good, man. Players looked straight up confused out there. They was taking terrible shots, and as always, the chemistry was off. But that's okay, right? They played in a tough tournament, and after that tournament, they'll play some easier teams, right? Well, you would also be wrong if you thought that was going to be the case. Lake Norman is supposed to play in another big time tournament on November 12th, starting off with Oak Hill Academy. And if there wasn't enough pressure on these guys already, the game's going to be broadcasted on national TV on ESPN2. Oh yeah, guys, if you're not doing anything on November 12th, please tune into this game because it's going to be very exciting. Anyways, let's continue on. Yes, Lake Norman has gotten some extra practice under their belt from the previous L's they've been taking, but practice is much different than game speed. Players can look like Kobe in practice than J.R. Smith on that Hennessy in a game. And I'll say that to lead into my main point of this video right here. Lake Norman throughout this season has one monster of a high school schedule. I wouldn't say they have the hardest schedule in the country, but it's definitely not easy. There's not going to be too many easy wins for these guys where they can get comfortable with each other. This team from the jump has been thrown into the fire, and people for some odd reason have put the most unreasonable expectations on them. I understand they went went 30-2 last year, but this is a completely different team. I understand they have Mikey, and this may be a controversial statement, but I'm just gonna say it. They're not really that good. Do they have good and great players? Yes, they do, of course, but as a team, they just don't gel good. And the scariest thing about this team, and it's so scary, is that they may not even have enough time in games this season to completely gel. I don't even honestly think they'll begin to gel until late into the season, and it may be too late. The play styles of these guys on this team are so different from one another, and it doesn't go good together. And we don't even stop there. One of the biggest flaws they have that nobody is talking about for some completely strange reason is that they don't have a true center. Against Chet Holmgren, and I know Chet's a beast, they got completely exposed at that position. It wasn't just that game. They got out-rebounded and out-hustled in almost every single game they played so far. I understand we want to give this team and program a lot of hype because they do have Mikey Williams, and he's a great and phenomenal player, but we're just overhyping it in my opinion. Can this team be great? Yes, of course. I truly believe that, but here's the scary part to me. Like I've stated, I don't think they have enough time in this season. These players don't understand each other's weaknesses and strengths. They're not comfortable around each other, and that's not something you build within a single year. It happens over 2 to 3 years. If you play basketball, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's say you and a couple of your friends you've been friends with for 2 to 3 years go to a park. You're going to play better with them because you've been around them. Now let's say you play a game with some guys you've never played with. Obviously you're not going to play as good because you don't know how they play. It's just common basketball knowledge, man. I don't care how good and great every player is on this team. It's going to take them a while to get used to each other. Another main point I gotta throw in there before I forget is that not enough people are talking about this. They don't have a lot of scorers on this team. You take away Mikey and Trey Green, who's one of the other pretty solid point guards, they really don't have nobody that can score the ball. And Mikey's still young, so for you to ask him to carry this team, I think that's unfair to him. I don't know though, maybe I could be wrong. Maybe they could prove me wrong, and maybe they can build that chemistry in 2 to 4 weeks. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And as always, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Are they gonna build that chemistry? Are they overhyped? Are they good? Are they bad? Let me know, man. With all that being said, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, what are you doing? Join the family, hit that subscribe button, and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. Hope you have a blessed day. I'm out, y'all. Peace.